How's it going, guys? It's been a little while. It's Dominic here. Hope you're all doing very well. Alright, I've just been a little bit busy. During this spring, I was just redoing my whole garage. I looking to take my knife making into the next level. So I'm turning my garage into a more proficient and efficient shop, and so yeah, there's just a lot of work there. There's just been a lot of years of collecting things, and just a lot of junk, like a lot of extra steel, because I like to weld and I like to and do all kinds of metal work. So there was a lot of extra stuff that I had to go through and reorganize. So it's just a big disaster, really. I turned everything upside down, and so I've been trying to go through all that, and I've been concentrating mostly on that. So I haven't really been talking about knives lately, but I have been buying knives, and one of these knives that I have bought lately is the Zero Tolerance 0804. This is a really nice minimalistic design from, oops, sorry, gotta get used to doing this again. Minimalistic design from Todd Rexford, and if you know, it's been out for about a year, I think, something like that. And I was listening to a few reviews on YouTube, and it was pretty impressive. And a friend of mine turned me on to this knife. Actually, I didn't know it existed, because Zero Tolerance kind of left me wanting for many years. I just never really got into their designs. I mean, their quality was always impressive to me, but I just really not been into their designs. And up until last year, or was it a year and a half? I don't know, something like that. When the 0452 came out, CF, the 025, the 04, oh whoa, with these numbers, the 0452 CF from Sinkovich design there. That was the only knife from ZT that really impressed me enough to go, hey, I like that. So, but I never liked it enough to buy it over other choices that were available. I bought other Benchmades, I bought Bark Rivers, I bought a whole bunch of other different knives out there, and I kind of said, okay, I'll buy the 0452 another time. I'll buy it, and then a 0452 will come up with a good, come up at a good price. But I've already sunk my money into another Benchmade or something. I set myself a knife budget. So, I could always buy more knives. I can afford these things, but it's not about affording, sure, I can afford it, and I can blow all my money on knives, but that's the thing. You don't want to blow your money on just one thing in life. You got a lot of other things to think about. So, having said that, I've never really had the urge to pull the trigger on a ZT. Like I said, came close on the 0452 a few times. So a friend showed me this knife, and I'm like, and because I haven't been, I kind of was left cold with ZT for a while. I just sort of left. I could put it on the back burner, and I kind of ignored them for a little while. And then my friend said, he showed me a link to the 0804, and I'm like, I kind of went, hey, wait, what? Let me see that again. And, I kind of, went into other links and checked out YouTube videos and everything else. And I'm like, I really like this knife. This speaks to me. I'm a minimalist by nature. It's just how I am, a minimalist. And, but it's not just I like less. I like less that speaks more. I like minimalistic, simple designs that can express the artistic qualities in the artist and the medium, in this case a knife. it's just, this is just a well executed knife. You can see Apostle P, he does a video on this, and who else? I'm sorry if I'm missing some of the guys out there who had done an unboxing and a full review, measurements, all that stuff. You can go check out their videos for all the specs, or you can go check out the ZT site for the specs. I'm not going to get into spec. I might mention a spec or two, but I'm not going to really get into the specs much. It's a large, see, that's the thing. Me, I like big folders, and people call them mega folders. I just call them large folders. This, relatively speaking, in the knife world, is a big knife, is a big folding knife. To me, this is just the right size knife. I don't have monster hands, but I kind of got wide hands, short, wide hands. You know, the kind that, you know, if I give you a handshake and if I'm not careful, I might hurt your hand. You know, I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I only stand 5'8" and something. I don't know, whatever. I always add that something because, you know, everybody wants to be a little taller. But you know, I'm kind of I guess a medium stocky guy. You know, been a power lifter most of my life, so I have some strength and things like that. And I got these blocky hands that are not like my dad's are twice as thick. Like he's got fingers like, you know, big sausage fingers. And I think my fingers are thick, but his are like, at least I can play my bass with these fingers, but I don't know, like somebody like my dad wouldn't be able to pick up his bass, wouldn't be able to pick up a bass guitar. Anyhow, I digress. I'm blathering right now. It's been a while since I've made a video and talked to you guys, but it's not really a knife review. It's just a little bit of a chit chat about knives. And so anyway, here we go back into the minimalistic thing. This knife spoke to me. It's black. I like black. I'm not about blactical or tactical. Yeah, sure. If a knife is tactical, and this I guess is kind of tactical in a way, I think it's just a blacked out knife. I don't think it really was meant to be a tactical knife. It's just a blacked out knife. But yeah, it's because, you know, CF isn't really a tactical material, generally speaking. Sure, it could be. Why not? It's a strong, light material. It's black. You know, it doesn't reflect. It's not going to give your position away if you're a soldier. The knife is strong enough to be pressed into that roll. It's long enough to be pressed into that roll. It's tough enough, strong enough, and capable enough. But to me, it's just an EDC, and I like these EDCs. They're just, you know, I ride a 2007 Harley Davidson Night Rod Special. It's black. It's black on black, and it's just really damn cool. You know, this is black on black, really damn cool. DLC coated titanium, DLC coated stainless steel, DLC coated titanium clip. With, you know, I bought this used because the price was right. Because of course a few little nicks in the clip. You can barely see it. I guess maybe if I move it around here, you can probably see the glints. Let me get in here. Let me get in here. Focus. Can you see them? I can't tell because the viewfinder is above my field of vision, and I'm just going to have to say good luck if you can see it or not. But anyway, there's a few little chips, and if you can see there in the pivot here, that shiny spot is the previous owner said the owner previous to him. So I'm the third guy to own this knife, maybe fourth, who knows, but at least third guy to own this knife, and it's staying with me. I'm not selling it. Anyway, the guy before the guy I bought it from broke off a piece of his cheap Torx bit into that pivot. He tried to break the Loctite, or maybe it's not Loctite commercial brand. It's just maybe just a generic thread locker. But he failed to break the thread locker, but he broke his bit. So he didn't move the pivot at all. The pivot is perfectly adjusted. It guillotines like, you know, I'm just gonna do it where the thumb flipper will touch my finger, because I've done it, and I just nicked myself. And it'll guillotine and see if it bleeds. Feel like it went to past the epidermis. No big deal. Anyway, this thing is perfectly adjusted. No rock lock, no weird issues, no ghosts, no goblins. Just a really clean design. I mean, here, let me give you a little gratuitous CF shot here. You know, that's some nice CF. I'm not a CF freak. I like CF. I'm not saying I don't like CF, but I'm not a CF freak where I gotta have it. But if a knife comes with CF and it's a knife that a knife design that I dig, in this case this one, and it has CF, sure, awesome. And it's a nice piece of CF too. It's a high quality piece of CF. I mean, there's no inclusions, there's no weird little inclusions. It's just a very solid, made under extreme pressure. Because if you don't put extreme pressure and use the right method of making the CF, you'll get these weird little, where the fibers join each other, where the weave goes in and out from underneath the other weave. You know, I guess you call them junctions or whatever. You'll see maybe a little air bubble stuck in there, and these are just, it's not. I studied this under really extremely powerful light, and the CF is just flawless. Well done. Yeah, I just really like this really clean design. Clean, and it speaks to me. I'm not into the rainbow mokutai or anything like that. I'm not knocking the guys that like that kind of stuff. It's just whatever your tastes are, your tastes, right? But I like subdued, quiet beauty. And this knife is all that. It's all that in a bag of chips. You know, it's black, and the lines are very simple, but there is detail in those lines. It's not just, let's just make a shape. Every line, every contour, whether it's just that very slight drop point, it's intended to be that very slight with that radius exactly. They didn't just go, let's just do that. You know, there's no afterthoughts in this knife. This knife is very well executed. Did I mention it was Todd Rexford? He's the designer of this particular. And the steel is CTS 204P. The knife came just slightly less than shaving sharp. It came sharp. You know, it's third owner in, so you can't expect it to be razor sharp. But it was just a hair under shaving sharp. I gave it a quick little. I couldn't say quick. Sorry, I have to reiterate. I gave it a strop, and that this 204P really resisted being stropped into razor sharpness. Now it's razor sharp. Now it's hair shaving sharp. And I gave myself a couple of shaves here, and because I had, you know, a nice bald patch here, I'm like, and I do have OCD. I do. It's not, you know, wash your hands a million times severe OCD, but it is OCD. If I shave that patch and now I got a patch here, I gotta clean the rest off. So that's why I got no hair on my arms. You know, I can't just shave one arm and have one arm have hair. So I, you know, clean that one off. I had a patch, so I clean this side and clean that. So whatever. So I don't know. It's what they call a high-speed, low drag now. So yeah. So it's just shaving sharp now. I'm gonna have to do a little more stropping to bring it to that screaming shaving sharp where you can like split hairs with it. But again, I kind of like the challenge of sharpening or stropping high wear resistant steels, because you're not done in 10 minutes. You can listen to music. I like watching documentaries and I like studying, so I can just sit there at my computer and strop. I have a stick strop that I made, and I can just put it in my lap and just give her. So I like that it doesn't strop easily, and that means it'll hold the edge longer than a knife that can strop easily. Because easy dull means easy sharpen, hard dull means hard sharpen. Just to make it really simple. So yeah, this knife is just a fantastic piece, and I suggest that you find yourself one if you're interested in such a blade. So I just kind of wanted to, I really just wanted to come in and just make another YouTube video to break the silence, because it's been a little while since I've made one, and I'm like, well, I'm digging my ZT 0804, so I might as well yak about it a little bit and break the silence with that. So I appreciate you watching this video if you've made it this far, and I'll make a few more videos coming up, because I bought a few knives, and I got to do some comparison videos, and I got a few rants coming. So stay tuned. So like and subscribe if you haven't, and hopefully I can bring you more, and not hopefully, but I will be bringing you more and better content as the days and the weeks pass. All right, guys. Peace. Oh, speaking of peace, a little bit of sad news. I'm not going to go on really long, because you know I've already taken up this much time of yours. About maybe, I don't know, half an hour, 40 minutes ago, terrorist attack in London, England, on the London Bridge, and a very sad day, and a very angering day. Because I don't cower in fear for these terrorists. These terrorists don't scare me. You want to blow me up, blow me up. See, I'm not afraid of death. So you can't change. You can't force me to bend or sway by threatening my life. Because if I don't care. Not that I don't care. I'm a survivalist. I want to survive, but I'm not afraid of death. So you can't use that against me. So I don't become afraid. I become enraged, and I want to do something. Of course, what can I do? I don't have the intelligence info like the CIA or the FBI or whatever, and find out where these guys, you know, come from and go hunt them out of their homes or wherever, right? If I could, believe me, I would. You know, they just come out of the woodwork and do their thing and then disappear back into the woodwork, and that's sort of their thing, right? So anyway, like I said, I don't want to take too much time about that. And what I wanted to say about that was, you know, we have to be vigilant. We have to try to find ways to become more unified. We have to put all this BS, all this bullshit aside with our differences, with race. I don't care, you know. See, my skin is of the white color. It's just the color. But, you know, there's some of these really extreme groups, I'll tell you right now, I'm not white by their definition. So, you know, just because my skin is white doesn't mean I got, you know, I feel like I'm sort of, you know, some sort of what's the word? I'm entitled or I feel superior. I've never felt that way. I was never raised that way. And whenever I see that kind of mentality being displayed, it just sickens me, and I just really want to give a slap to whoever, just to get their head ringing a little bit. Anyway, so I'm talking, I'm ranting, but it's a sad day, and it's a sad day for the families involved, but it's a very angering day for me as far as that's concerned. So we have to try to find a way to bring about our safety and keep the peace. Now, we have to do some things and act in certain ways that are not quite, what's the word? It's not tasty. You know what I mean? It's a little harsh. We gotta grab these people by the lapels and throw them back into the hole that they came from. Literally. I'm not a Trump supporter. I don't like the man. Never, you can mark my words, and even you can take this piece of video and show it to him. I don't care. I never liked the guy. Never in my life. And it had nothing to do with his presidency. I'm talking about ever since I've ever known about the man. And that's, decades. So, I've never liked the guy. And, but he does have some hard-nosed policies that I would agree with when it comes to security. I don't like the racist parts. I don't like the bigotry parts. I don't like any of that part. I don't support that kind of stuff. I'm a live and let live type of guy, whatever. But if somebody's going to say, hey, we got to do this and make sure that, and blah, 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 and it doesn't push us a hidden agenda like, mining, like really they're hunting for oil or rare earth or anything like that. But they're really actually doing something to battle this problem that we have in our world, then I'm for it. Whether it be Trump, whether it be Hillary, whether it be whoever, I think it's just the different head of the same coin. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking just because this can go on and on and on. But to end it again, 08040 Tolerance from Todd Rexford. A fantastic knife, really makes me happy. And again, just to say, be peaceful out there. And I know that you guys who are actually watching this video, with the exception of the odd Taliban who might or might not see this video, are peaceful people. But I think that our governments have to give us, the good people of the world, more license to be able to be vigilant. We can't just avoid the shopping center because maybe there's a terrorist attack today. We can't avoid the sports arena because maybe that there'll be an attack. But if you go into a place like Israel is a democracy, and a lot of people are allowed to carry guns. It's not like Texas where you can, it's very easy, very easy, but people can get licensed and carry, and there's terrorist attacks there daily, and we don't hear it in the news because it's daily. It's like the weather over there. And there's always a knife attack. There's always a car jumping a curb, killing a few people. There's always a checkpoint where a couple of soldiers are knifed or something. But the thing is, that terrorist is shot by the soldier or shot by a passerby, because that passerby, he's got a gun. And and I've been following the news very tightly, and I can't say that because I follow the news, I know everything, but you don't hear of casualties from a citizen pulling out a gun and shooting the terrorist, but actually shooting a citizen as well. You don't hear about that because people are trained, people are good, good-hearted people like you and I. They're packing. They're allowed to pack. The cops can't protect you. We know that. Manchester. We know that. London. A guy's going to jump a curb and run a few people over. You can't stop that, even if you're packing a gun. But if the guy's going to run a few people over and you see it happening and he's not stopping, you can pull out a gun and put him down. You know? Sorry, liberals. The guys who feel very sensitive to these things, but they're coming to kill you. And if you don't let the tough guys, the sheepdogs of the world, you don't allow them to arm themselves to protect you, because I'd protect you. If I had a gun and I saw it happening and I had a chance to protect you, I'm going to put that guy down. So, you know, like that gay club in the United States. Where was it? Florida? Orlando? Pulse? The guy just, nobody had a gun. So he just kept shooting and shooting and shooting. Like, trust me, if somebody had a gun, you know, he'd kill a few people, and that would be tragic, but he wouldn't kill all the people he did. You know, somebody would just put a bullet in the back of the guy's head and it's over, right? I know, it's gruesome and it's bad, but this is the world we live in. Anyways, guys, I'm talking way too damn much. I guess I just found my groove and I just kept rolling in it. But all right, guys, have a peaceful day.